Good evening, Joao Pereira. The game today didn't go very well. The first half, Sporting had trouble pressing Arsenal. The reaction at the beginning of the second half could have changed things, but we know how it is in these games. The previous game against Ajax 5-1, and then the last one was what we saw against Manchester City. So, what lessons do you take from this premiere? Are the fans with you? It seems. Well, as I said before, the first 20 minutes in the second half until the penalty kick, it was a great reaction from our players, a great reaction from the team after trailing 3-0, third goal just before the break, but then a great reaction in the second half. And we adjusted during the break what we had to adjust. We did react well. We did 3-1. We could have done 3-2 until the penalty, but then 4-1. It made everything much more difficult. Well, the fans were fantastic. They were with us from the first to the last minute. So now we have to make it up for them.
João Pereira, Cristiana Carol.
João Pereira, good evening.
E da reação da equipe.
You talked about the reaction of the team in the second half, but in the first half, Sporting was very slow, no aggressiveness, nothing. We couldn't recognize Sporting there. How do you justify that? And what kind of impact or trauma can this leave in the team and on yourself? This was your first game in the Champions League, and you fell quite with a blunt. Well, I don't think it's much of an impact. We lost 3 points. It's the score was heavy, it's true, at home, but we have to react because we are playing already next Saturday for the league. Yes, it was a poor beginning, but that's also because we conceded the goal very early. What we had prepared wasn't working, no, but we have to think about those 20-25 minutes in the second half when we were superior. Unfortunately, this isn't what happened in the first half, and that's why we lost.
João.
Good evening, Joao.
Perguntava-lhe sobre
Could you...
o jogo do Sporting na Liga dos Campeões.
Well, about the last game, the win against Manchester City, did that create a high expectation, too high expectation in the fans that maybe Sporting could have a direct getting through to the next stage? But now with this defeat, everyone is back to earth, and it was a heavy landing. I don't think that the players weren't being realistic. We knew we had a great result against City, but we know every game is different. Right. And today we didn't start well. Arsenal was superior in the first half. In the second half, not so much. I think we were superior in the second half, but it wasn't enough. I mean, we don't have time to mourn now. We just have to keep our heads up, prepare the next game, and so get back to victories. You always speak about the first goal that was considered the fact of the team, but in the first half there was no reaction. There was very little possession, no attacks, nothing. And so Sporting was quite different from what we've seen before. What explains this lack of reaction, this lack of solutions? Then you say that in the second half, yes, there was a good reaction until the penalty kick. And you only made substitutions after losing 4-1. There weren't there enough solutions in the bench. Well, I knew that the players could get the turnaround, and it was precisely when we were playing better. We scored 3-1, then we could have done 3-2. There were no reasons to make substitutions. Yes, we do have several solutions in substitutes, and that they can be an option. Then in the first half, possession, well, we had some possession of the ball, but what we were not able was to create occasions that we did in the second half. And then the fact was that we considered the goal very early. Arsenal was able to get a lot of ball. We were not aggressive enough. The halftime was good because we could make some adjustments. And yes, I know I'm repeating myself, but the good thing that we can take was those first minutes in the second half. But apart from that, everyone is sad and disappointed. Good evening. You start in the Champions League with a heavy score conceded. Aren't you fear of a certain mistrust? And isn't there? You mentioned the casting error in the flash interview. What casting error were you talking about in the flash interview? I don't remember having used that expression. Sorry, but you did.
Casting, não sei.
No, not really. I said I'm here to be responsible for the defeat. I prepared the tactic. I prepared the players to play. So I assume this heavy defeat. What was the first question? Sorry. Microphone. No microphone. Sorry, I can't hear the question because it's not in the microphone. Yes, the most important is for the fans to believe. They are with the players. They know that we have good players. They know that they were able to overcome difficult times, and feeling that we have the fans with us is important. Behind here. Arsenal create a lot of problems to Sporting through its right side, concentrating a lot of players in that corridor. Namely the two first goals. This was quite obvious. So what failed in Sporting strategy and tactics, given this how easy it was for Arsenal to get through the right side? Well, if we analyze, that was a space where we even have an extra man. Morita, close to Edgar, Maxi controlling Saki, and then we still had Inacio and Diomande. So we knew that they are very strong on that side. The first goal was a crossing that we could not take the ball away on the second post. It happens. The second goal, it was a ball that came from behind. We had warned the players to these in practice, but that's how it is. We knew they were very strong in that side. We couldn't control them. We made the necessary adjustments in the second half, and it was better then.
It's Tiago Santos in direto para a TSF.
Tiago Santos. What can you say about Franco Israel, the goalkeeper? Does he still have to get better in games like this, or were there some communication problems with the defenders that did not protect him sufficiently? Well, Franco is a great goalie. He was very well. Yeah, we conceded 5, but it's the team's fault. When we lose, everyone loses. When we win, everyone wins. So. When you say to defenders, well, if we don't have, when we don't have the ball, everyone is a defender. When we have the ball, everyone is an attacker, is a forward. So it's a team. We all have to think the same way.
Aqui, Bruno Fernandes para o Record. Perguntava-lhe, falou.
You said that the players will give an answer, but what did you tell the players when the game ended in the dressing room? If you have already had the opportunity to speak to them. And also the expectations that Sporting has raised. Can you promise the fans that there will be no decrease, that this is not a sliding slope, but just an accident, so to speak, in a season that is going very well for Sporting? What I can promise is a lot of work, hard work every day to make Sporting a winning club and to try to win more times, playing better football and good football as we are used to. Today was not today. We did not start well. So that's why I say we have to work in the next 3 days to prepare the game against Santa Clara and give a different answer.
Mr. Alexandre Ribeiro para o 0-0. Mr. Você já falou das
You already mentioned the difference between the first half and the second half, namely the beginning of the second half.
ânimos ao intervalo no...
How was the morale in the dressing room at halftime, and what did you tell them to get better? Well, I tried to convey some tranquility. because trailing by 3-0 in the end of first half was hard. But I tried to
Resposta positiva.
have the players keep calm, give an answer in the second half. They were motivated. They believed in the adjustments we made to the positions, and it looked a different team in those 20-25 minutes. But then the penalty kick spoiled everything.
Boa noite.
Boa noite.
Thank you.